I'm Babu and I'll be talking about the problem and objective regarding our project. So let's move on. Most of the users really doesn't know what exactly they are looking for. I mean, they just type in the general characteristic of that item and they just look for it in the SERP. And somehow they ended up stuck in there for hours. Because why? Well, they can't get it. That's why. Well, most of these situations happen in certain websites, especially in online shopping websites. Users these days want to do their online work faster and doesn't want to end up look for stuff for hours in worst case. Not to mention that every time that the user moves back and forth to the search engine result page, it consumes more memory and data leading. Users with slow internet speed they find it very difficult when they encounter these situations. So, the problem is this. Why don't users get to know what they really meant earlier in the search bar rather than going back and forth to the SERP just to find their stuff? All the stated problems before this occurs in certain web pages, like online shopping web pages and so on. Even though the problem seems a little lame, but still it needs a solution, right? So, what's the solution? The solution is nested search result engine. Yes, NSR engine will solve all the stated problems. What is exactly NSR engine? Okay, NSR engine is a type of engine where the sole purpose of that engine is to provide a better and much relevant results in the drop-down menu in the search bar itself rather than moving to the search engine result page. Okay, iterative deepening search. It is a search strategy in which a depth-limited version of a depth-first search is run repeatedly with increasing depth limits, with a starting depth limit of 0 until the goal is found. Iterative deepening search combines depth-first search space efficiency and breadth-first search completeness. By using this search, the algorithm uses much less memory as the depth only depends if and only if the goal state is not found on its current depth. Another characteristic why IDS is picked is because of its responsiveness. Since early iterations use small values of depth, as I mentioned earlier, starting depth of this search will be 0. They execute very quickly. This enables the algorithm to give early indications that the results are almost found. The reason why IDS is used first rather than BFS because the IDS is used to find the root node for the next search algorithm, BFS. Now we move on to breadth first search, BFS. Why this search is chosen? Okay, let's see what breadth first search really does. From the root node, the search starts and continues to the first level, from left to right, and continues to the next level, repeating the same process over and over again until the target is found. The reason why IDS is not used because it only gives one specific result. We don't want that. Users need multiple results so that they can find it which one is much more related. And moving on, breadth first search will find all the relevant results based on the root node. It means that if there is more than one result, then the breadth-first search will find all them and list them. How does it work? Well, as I mentioned earlier, BFS starts with the tree node, or known as the root node, and explores all the neighbor nodes at the present depth prior to moving on to the nodes at the next depth level. After IDS, breadth-first search is used because who knows how many results is under the root node? So we take the situation as infinity. A major advantage of using breadth-first search is when it is applied to an infinite graph, it will eventually find all the relevant results available in there. So this allows the user to have multiple choices, as I mentioned earlier. So that's why in this NSR engine, two AI search algorithms is used. First is iterative deepening search, followed by breadth-first search.
Today I am here to explain about our artificial intelligence program implementation. So in our program coding implementation, I used Python as a program language because Python is easier and less complex compared to the other language. Let's see how it actually works. So here is our main method, bfs3, and node to visits actually assigned to the root node, and count is going to increase whenever the loop is repeated again. Cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, it's actually the user input. This is our while loop. It's going to repeat again and again until this condition becomes false whenever the node to visit empty. Okay, this is our conditional statement. This conditional statement going to start whenever the count equals to 1. If the count equals to 1 is true, then this line going to be executed. If not, it's going to be count equals, it will check count equals to 2. If it's true, then it will execute these two lines, and then so on. So then there is a for loop wherever it's going to be just pop up the first value in the node to visit array. Okay, then when we go to the next line, there is a node to visit dot extend. It's just going to extend the value inside the node to visit. So the value inputted into the node to visit is actually getting from the suck function. Let's see about the suck function. This suck function actually having 4 arguments, which are node, select 1, select 2, select 3. These nodes are actually the depth. Select 1, select 2, select 3 is actually the inputted value from the user. So it's first check, is it the node depth equals to 1? If yes, it's going to print this one and going to return this one. If not, it's going to check, is it depth equals to 2? If yes, it's also going to check, is it the user input wired or is it the user input wireless? If the user input wired, it's going to print this one and going to return this one. If not, it's going to print this one and going to return this one, and so on until the last depth of the tree. Let's see how it actually works in our console. So here our choice, we have to just write whatever we wanted. Is it wired or wireless? If we enter wired, we are actually going to get the information what's about the wired, and we are going to get some of the wired devices. So here it is. So we have to just choose one of the 4 options, like earphone. Because it is just an example, I actually use just 4 devices as the examples. Okay, when I have entered the earphone, it will started to give information about what is the earphone. So not only that, it also will give prices of the example of earphones like Huawei or Oppo. That's all. Thank you.